Abigail.
Okay, invite guests. Okay, 2. ABI.
ABI at Abigail.
At
Abigail. ABIGAIL.
Okay.
Petite. PE.
All one word.
Yeah. PETIT.
PE.
PET.
Yeah.
IT.
Yeah.
.co.uk.
Oh, there we are. Okay, doke.
Right.
Yeah.
There we go. Should be a good rugby review in the morning then,
Yeah.
Keith.
Yes. Oh, yeah. England played out of their skins.
Did they? Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched a bit of it.
They only lost by 2 points.
I know.
And even then, it was the naivete of one of the younger players. If he'd have hung on to the ball, we would have won.
Oh, well, so near yet so far.
Hang on.
See if I can ring you, let them know.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. We're after a very heavy weekend, one way or another. And I don't mean booze. We are back live, Teddy and me. And we're waiting to see if Abigail joins us this morning. A fresh new face, a fresh new talent, a fresh new look. And that's why I'm in my wee willy winky. And he is he's looking like James Dean.
Right.
He hasn't got the motorbike yet, but he's going to get it.
I am. At some point. I'm just not sure when.
So we are having a nice relaxed time. And we're just discussing the rugby. Not everybody is fond of rugby. It's been part of my life ever since I was 11 years of age. And it's a great it's a great game, but it was the internationals on Saturday, and what an end to a season. Sometimes you can say, oh, that was a bit of a dull season, but this has been scintillating, absolutely scintillating. Wales, who've been the whipping boy, suddenly came alive and beat Italy, which are the team of the moment, able to get cracking and be respectable. And they were beaten by Wales, who got the wooden spoon. England, who have been very desultory, very desultory indeed. And they suddenly came alive against the French. All the bookies had got to win, and indeed they did, but only by 2 points. And only after England had given them a real run for their money. And with 30 seconds to go, were leading by 2 points. It was only a kick to save the French. And frankly, the French were outplayed. England played out of their skins. So, Scotland was a team at the moment, but they got beaten into third place, I think, by the French winning. Ireland came second, Scotland third, Italy fourth, England fifth, and Wales at the bottom. So what a tournament! But I'm delighted to see England come good, not only because I'm English and obviously support them, but it was a very sad to see a respectable figure like the coach looking so forlorn and not knowing what the hell to do. But suddenly the boys came good. Itoje captained magnificently, and the youngsters rallied around and did a great job. They were down to 14 men at one stage because Genge, one of the star forwards, managed to wander offside and was sent to the sin bin for 10 minutes. But even so, the English managed to they were beaten a couple of times when they were down to 14 men, but then they came back and scored themselves. It's when you get a competition like that,
I'll tell you what,
it makes it exciting for everybody, whether you're a rugby fan or not.
Exactly. I did turn over and watch a bit of it, and I saw England scored a try, but then missed the kick between the posts.
Yes.
And which I think ultimately cost them the
Yes,
game.
it did. It did. Yes, they lost 4 points on that.
Exactly. Yeah. So that would have given the game. Looking at the final score.
But then they settled down and they kicked very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the winners were
France.
France.
By 2 points. But it was a high score. It was something like 40-40.
Yeah. Well, when you look at some of the England scores during the competition, it just makes you wonder.
Yeah.
It just shows team sport is invariably, it's not science. It's just all about individuals and how people are. And yeah, of course, exactly.
That's right.
Well, we're still waiting for Abigail from Abigail. I've tried ringing her, but unfortunately, it just goes through to the shop, which is now closed for the day. So
for the day?
Yes, it is. Mondays is closed.
It's a closed day.
So we have no Abigail because I've got no other telephone number, which was a bit remiss of me, really.
Well,
but there again, you know, people want to come on, they'll come on.
Yeah, I mean, shall we explain to people that we had a bit of an upheaval, not least of which is because my own inability to properly understand new technology. And I've talked to a lot of people about this. The new technology is very complex. It's not like the old days of 3 or 4 years ago, where you just push the button and up it came. Now you've got passwords and code words and bad words and who words and all sorts of things that you have to get through. And they're not all as simple as they seem.
No, they never are. In my experience, being a slightly younger man than you, but still have a job with technology. I mean, I do a mobile disco and I use a laptop. That is the only bit of laptops really I understand is the music program, the virtual DJ, which is a brilliant, and the good thing is, because it's one of the older versions of virtual DJ, it doesn't get changed now because it's obsolete.
Yeah.
So I still use it and it's brilliant. As long as you keep up with the laptop, which in this case is the Windows 10, which I have on my DJ laptop.
So I would go back to Windows 10. It's much easier to use than Windows 11. Windows 11 is bloody confusing.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's deliberately, I think, to make older people like us feel more like plonkers, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
you know what? It does.
But it's I forget who said this to me. Oh, I know. There's a lady downstairs. I went downstairs to look at my scooter because I didn't go out over the weekend. I wasn't feeling terribly well, and we got to chatting. Nice elderly lady, and she said, these youngsters, they're all very clever technically.
Yes.
But they've got no experience.
No, they haven't. No.
So as a consequence, they've got no common sense.
I know, but
that feeds through to bloody government.
I know, but at the same time, they got plenty of techno knowledge.
Yeah, but what's good is that if you don't have experience?
Well, of course, because unless you can actually talk to people, even the way that technology is going, people now exchange just conversations via a chat, a Snapchat or something like that, and it's not really talking to people. I mean, it's not.
No.
So anyway, as we're here and as Abigail is absent, I thought I'd continue on with your journey. We left you last week in Moscow, I believe, didn't we?
I think we did.
Just at the stage of Vladimir Putin coming into.
Right.
So that's where we
now, just to be on the safe side, we'll carry on with that, but I'm going to send Abigail another alert just in case you missed the first one.
Yeah, that's great.
Right. ABI.
Yeah, ABI.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
There we go.
Lovely.
And right, now that's you left me in Moscow.
We did, yeah. That was after you. Yeah, I know. That was after you starting at Canada, BC, whereby you were a sports reporter. Then you went through started your career through Reuters, and then on to setting up Russia Today.
Yes.
For the in Moscow.
Yes.
So that's where we left you.
It. Well, I mean, to go back.
And is it cold out there?
Well, it can be, yes. I mean, I was there in the spring the first time, and it rained a lot. But I never did see the snow.
Oh, right.
Well, no, that's not true. Towards the end of my mission there, which lasted over a period of about 2 years, on and off, I went to a little restaurant off Red Square.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And I went in and I had a lovely meal, and it came out, and it was bloody snowing. Yeah, and believe me, Red Square is quite pretty.
I would imagine it is.
Yeah,
I would imagine it is.
I'll tell you one thing, Teddy. I try as I might, I cannot get out of my mind the ominous nature of the Red Guard in the Kremlin.
Really?
It goes. I mean, the thing is to go and see it at midnight, because that's the marvelous thing is, gong, 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 and on the last stroke, they come out. Boom, 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 goose stepping.
Really?
Yeah, down to Lenin's tomb, changing of the guard, back again. And if you go like this, and you see them coming towards you, you can imagine thousands of them.
Yeah, especially if you're you're a Brit out there working, or you're a tourist, then I would imagine it's quite a chilling moment.
Yes, and yet the strange thing is that many a time I walked along the walls of the Kremlin. I mean, not actually on the walls, but in the shadow of the walls. Peaceful, calm, pleasant. Yeah, there's one that is a convent, a church convent, and I went to a service there actually, but across the green outside that, there is a Georgian restaurant. Oh, and the food is absolutely delicious.
I bet it is.
Yeah, wonderful.
It is.
Yeah, nice and spicy, but by the same token,
Well cooked.
Well
cooked.
But anyway, that's yeah. I mean, I arrived in Moscow. I've been to Moscow several times before, but on different types of mission. This time I was there for a lengthy stay, and a man who became a very good friend, Alexander Sambuk, actually managed to get onto the plane and meet me. There he was with his umbrella.
Really?
Yeah. I wasn't really got a pallet in it to begin with.
So I would think that you've still got fairly good stock out there now, haven't you?
Oh yes, yeah. I mean, to jump around a little bit, most weekends, once I'd been there for a little while, I would go down to the Dasha, the country house on the Moscow River, owned by a retired submarine commander. Yeah, Yuri. He was. I mean, it was a lovely family, and we used to go there on a Friday night, and they got a gazebo, and we got a big spread, sometimes of crab, sometimes of lobster, sometimes and a barbecue, and eventually I got to know Yuri reasonably well, and I admired his tomatoes in his greenhouse. And he said, "Right, Keith, that half is mine, that half is yours. And as far as I'm aware, I've still got half a greenhouse."
So you could go back. You could go back if it was safe and actually just catch up with him.
Absolutely, yeah.
They said, "There's your tomatoes."
but he was a typical Russian military man, and I'm always a very early riser, as you know.
Yeah.
And I would get up 6 o'clock in the morning. 10 minutes later, Yuri would come down. "Keith, we play Yahtzee."
Oh, Yahtzee,
Yeah. So we would play Yahtzee, and nothing would happen until 6 o'clock in the morning, but that we have vodka in it. we're both pissed.
Yeah.
By 8 o'clock, and several rounds of Yahtzee under our belt.
Oh, because that's quite a good ball game, actually.
And but he was delightful, and they were delightful. And in fact, his wife, he wasn't allowed to leave Russia because he got nuclear submarine secrets.
Oh, right.
They were afraid that they would muscle them out of him.
Of course.
But his wife came to Lewis, and so did the daughter, actually. And they came and they stayed and had a lovely time.
Where'd they stay at?
This is when we live in Watergate Lane.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So it must have been nice then for them to
Oh,
have
yeah.
a friend over here and you to see them.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I can
And
imagine.
the mother spoke immaculate English because she taught it.
That's often the way, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's often the way.
And her father was a general. I mean, they were pretty well connected. But they showed me the apartment they lived in under the communists, and it was half the size of this.
Really?
And I live in a studio flat, and the entire family were living in an apartment. It was just minuscule.
Really?
Minuscule.
So it's bunk beds all round there.
Absolutely. and that was typical because this chap Alexander Sandbrook, I would go to dinner at his place quite frequently too. And his was quite small, but they also pointed out what they lived in communist times.
Yeah.
And they had to go down the corridor to the loo.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't know how well off we are in the West, really.
That's right.
We don't. To be honest, it's.
I mean, it's all becoming modern now, but even so, they're not big.
No, so if peace broke out, you'd go back for a trip, would you?
Oh yeah. I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved Russia. Another Georgian restaurant was on a barge on the Moscow River.
Really? Oh.
Yeah. Oh, that was fantastic. And I loved that. I mean, restaurants in Moscow are many and varied because they're a polyglot society,
Yeah, I suppose so. And I guess in Moscow as well, there's a lot of haves and a lot of have-nots, isn't there?
Well, not so much in Moscow, but you get out into the country. Oh, yeah. And a different attitude too. I mean, they're not terribly nice people in there. But one of the interesting things is you get onto the metro, the underground, and if you don't pay, there's no barrier. But if you don't pay, the thing comes out and whacks you in the ass.
Really?
Yeah. And it stings as well.
I'll tell you, I've seen some of their architecture at their subway station.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah,
I have seen it before. Because like me and a mate were saying, we go and have a look at them.
Yeah.
That's all before this thing with the Ukraine came over.
Well, I used to get off at a stop called Park Kultura, and in fact, some time after I'd been there, it was bombed.
Was it?
By a terrorist,
No.
and quite a few lives lost. But it's the gateway to Gorky Park.
Oh, right.
And Gorky Park is quite something too. Several times I went to Gorky Park. Once I went on my own, and once I went with a group of people, or several times with a group of people. And it's sort of a funfair park, but with themes. And I mean, for instance, they had a shuttle.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But foreigners got dinged about 3 times as much for entrance. So
well, they would.
Yeah. So my Russian friends would say, "Stop saying it right," and they would get me through.
Yeah, the capitalist system within the communist. Yeah. It's all right to actually charge the tourists what you want, but locals, please respect. And out of interest, any romance out there for you, was there?
Oh, lots of lovely young girls, but I mean, there are certain ethics in this business. You do not fall in love or have or tamper with your students.
Well, we've seen it plenty actually with showbiz and you know, like sometimes more headlines.
And you can flirt.
Yeah,
you can flirt, but that's what it is. It's flirting. One particularly beautiful girl who occasionally I see her come up on the internet, and I say, "Oh, Sophie, you're as beautiful as ever." Oh, she says, and her name is Sophie Shevardnadze, and Edward, her grandfather, was one of the reformers.
Oh, right.
And was a governor of Georgia.
Really?
Yeah, and she described to me when she was quite little. The mob stormed the governor's mansion, and she said she can remember the mob coming in through the front door, and they were hustled out of the back into a helicopter and away.
Oh, right.
Yeah, she said that she got some movie of it. I said, look, let me work with you, and we can do a documentary. And she said, I'd love to, Keith, but I won't let it out of my sight. Yeah.
So your lasting the lasting impression then of yourself with Russia Today still lives on then, presumably.
Yes. One of the post stories is that Russia Today was 10 years old, and they had a big whoop-de-doo. And apparently they couldn't get hold of me to invite me to it. So they said, we'll take you to dinner in London, which they did. And they took me to one of the really top restaurants.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Wheels or something like that. Yeah. But there they told me about this thing. Gorbachev came and Putin came.
Really?
Yeah. And they said, Mr. Putin, President Putin said, this is all very impressive. How did it all get started? They said they weren't sure whether he was going to send them to a gulag or give them the start of the Soviet Union. So they didn't take any charges. They said it was Keith Hayes' fault.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's a nice lasting, because that will live on.
Yes.
Russia Today.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You know, they're so well. Keith Hayes was the guy that actually put it all together.
Well, they gave me credit for it. Yeah.
That's good.
I mean, obviously, people after that, and in fact, a lady who is out there with me is a lady on Mirador at the moment, Rosie Hayes.
Oh, really?
The namesake, but not related in any way.
Oh, right.
In fact, she is married to Brian Hayes, you know, the Radio 4 guy.
Oh, right.
And Rosie was out there as well. And I've always been an admirer of Rosie's work, and she's been an admirer of mine. So it's a mutual admiration.
It's a mutual admiration society. Yeah.
But on the way down to the Dasher, I mean, on a Friday, the roads are absolutely chock-a-block, really chock-a-block, and so you inch your way down, and Maxine, the husband of the daughter, said, "What do you fancy for tea?" And I said, "Oh, the other day I had some of those little langoustine." "Oh, right," he said. "Okay." And he suddenly pulled off the road, and then we went into this big place, and here they got thousands of these bloody things. He just shoveled them into a bag, and where we went carrying our langoustine. Amazing.
Yeah. So how long are you out in Russia in total?
Over a period of 2 years. about I suppose 4 or 5 months. Yeah. Yeah, I was back half a dozen times, and it always stayed in different hotels. In fact, one of the hotels, I didn't occur to me, when you go in your passport, they put a tag, and you're supposed to carry that tag everywhere that you go. And you can't get out of the country unless you present the tag.
Really?
Yeah. So I didn't think too much about it. Went down to the Dacia for the weekend, came back on the Sunday night, and they wouldn't let me into the hotel.
Because you didn't have a tag?
Well, because I'd gone away for a night without telling them. you have to let people know where you're going. And so I had to call in the top brass to get them to let me back in my hotel. And actually, the next day, they actually drove me halfway across Moscow to pay the fine, and there was a lot of to and fro in Russian. So I said, "What's that?" He said, "Well, you've now got a criminal record." He said, "It's in the Kremlin, in the basement of the Kremlin." And he said,
so they can always find you now.
"Oh yes,
they can always find you now."
Yeah, my name is there somewhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is the Brits. Keith Hayes. This is Keith Hayes. He set up the. He said, "Yeah, also got a criminal record while he was there." I can imagine.
Actually, now here is an alert for travellers. When you fill in a landing slip, right, when you're on the plane, and one of the questions is, have you ever been treated for HIV? I don't know. Not that I'm aware. But you cannot work in Russia unless you've been and had shots for HIV.
Had what?
HIV, AIDS.
Yeah, shots.
So they took me across Moscow to be tested for AIDS. When you go into the United States, it says, "Have you ever been tested for HIV?" And if you say yes, they lock you up.
Yeah, and Russia's a communist state.
Yeah, you have to remember which country you're going into.
It sounds like you had a right good time in Moscow, anyway.
I did,
and enjoyed. By the sounds of it, enjoyed your work, and to see it living on today. It's a great, seriously, because some people work all their lives to leave a lasting impression.
Yes, yeah.
That's the beauty of what you.
I am proud of what I achieved.
You should should as well.
They opened an office in Millbank until the British government banned them. And I went down to Millbank one day, and it's one of those big places where you rent office space, right? Yeah. So they've got their studios there. So I went to the reception, who are anonymous people, and I said, "Russia Today, please." And she said, "Who shall I say is calling?" I said, "Just tell them it's a guy who's founded it."
Exactly.
Wow. A lady called Olya Tabiva, who is now one of my trainees, who's now a senior producer. Yeah. Came whistling down there.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, that seriously, that in itself, really, just doing what you did for Russia Today, and it shows not so much your techno, but the creative train of thought you must have.
Well, I like to think that I have.
Yeah, but
I do have a pretty fair track record, because I did
obviously
the same in Kosovo. I was in Kosovo for 2.5 years.
Or was that before? That was after.
That was before
Before.
Russia Today.
Oh, so they could see what you'd done at Kosovo. And did they, Russia Today, did they approach you then?
They approached me, but through a very good friend of mine who is previously my boss at Reuters, who'd been the bureau chief in Moscow. And they had come to him and said, have you got anybody that will fit this bill? He said, I got the very man. Yeah. And I met the executive producer, executive editor in Camden, of all places.
Blimey.
We had a meeting in Camden, and she said, I'm under the gun. Can you get these people ready in 3 months? I said, oh, sure. And I did.
Yeah. Well, and that's the sort of thing I'd have said. I would never turn down if someone offered me a work project when I was fully at work. I would always grasp the nettle, because I guess you are that type of person, or you're not. You are. I was when I was working in my previous businesses. So I know that even though other people say, how's he going to do that then?
Yeah, I'll figure it out as we go along.
Exactly. So it was, that's the thing. Have they got a plaque up in there for you or not?
No, it is actually, I'm told that they've now moved from those premises. As they got bigger and better.
Yeah.
They got more funding from the government, and they moved to somewhere else. So I wouldn't even know where to find them anymore. No. Well, I would, but
I'm sure you would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you would.
But I rather liked being close to Park Cultura, because I'd read the novel Gorky Park.
Ah, right. Yeah.
And I actually said to them, and they bought it too, but it never got off the ground. I said, what we should do is take a camera and a reporter and follow the path of the murder in Gorky Park, because you can see where the murder took place, because there's a lot of little trails and so on and so forth. And I said, what we can do is take the cameras and go through the bushes and so on. This is where the body is found and so on. I said, I'll even lie there myself.
Yeah. Yes. Haven't you got a cameraman out there that could do it?
Well, actually, technically the Russians are quite good.
I'm sure they are.
But yes, we did have a couple of people that I knew.
And with your contacts out there, I'm sure if you said Mirador was wanted to do that via one of their cameramen, obviously with the way the West is now with Russia, the only way I think you could do it is with contacts and people that know you and trust you.
I mean, to be quite honest with you, because as you know, people know we don't hide it, is I'm quite ill.
Exactly.
And I can't walk.
No, but
so I haven't actually tried to discover whether in fact I could have got out there, even under the present circumstances.
Yeah, so you couldn't do it via remote studio.
You could.
I'm sure you could.
As a matter of fact, I'm pretty close to making a deal with the Nigerians to actually come on once a month.
Oh, well, that's good.
Because just so that you know, because there's no reason why you should, we believe that we're a hybrid. Teddie is very, very good about making sure that the local community is looked after. But I don't want to lose sight of the fact that we are also an international operation.
Of course.
And we do as much internationally as we do locally.
Exactly.
When we're operating properly.
Yeah.
But Mirador is a wonderful mixture. It makes it fun and challenging and so on, and it causes a few rows as well. But we're quite an exciting and interesting group.
Media, we are.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, definitely.
All the better for you being on board, by the way.
Well, yeah. But anyway, moving on. Sort of like so. After your triumph in Russia, where you came back to?
I came back to. Well, I went to Africa. And I went to North Africa as well as Nigeria. I went to Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, and I sort of kicked around looking after them for a while.
What do you mean when you say that? Doing what?
Looking after media.
Media. Media.
Consulting and so on. Because various parts of the world are at various stages in their media development. Some are terribly naive and so on. I spent several visits to Jordan in the Gulf.
Really?
What I couldn't get used to there was waking up on a Sunday and going to work. And on a Friday,
yeah. Yeah, but local customs, you see, local customs, you can't reinvent them. Not even you.
But,
you might have been God in the TV world in Russia, but you know what? There, you're just another Joe or another Keith.
I went down to the two things that I did. One, I went to the Dead Sea, and that's interesting. I didn't actually climb into the water, but I watched other people do it.
Yeah.
And buoyancy. But I also went to the top of Mount Ebo, and Mount Ebo isn't a name that conjures up anything. It's where God promised Moses the promised land and said, "There."
Really?
Yes, there it is, and it's got archaeological findings on top and so on and so forth. But my own reaction was, if God had promised that to me, I would have told him to take it back.
Exactly, for sure. Yeah, thanks, but I'll give it a miss. Thanks, I'll give it a miss. They're very kind of you, God. Praise the Lord, you take it back.
Yeah.
So you've certainly been around there, and you're much younger than of course, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
Although, I didn't really start most of this travel. Well, I did. I did when I was in Northern Ireland, but most of this latest travel until I was 60. So I've packed a hell of a lot in 20 years. Yeah.
Without a doubt. Yeah, you have. To be honest, you really have packed in a lot.
One of my favourites, I'm going to photograph something. I'll dig it out for you. Is the Serbs, when they left Kosovo, had a war of attrition. Burn and so on. So a man who became a friend of mine, General Agim Cheku, head of the Kosovo Armed Forces, had to go and protect all sorts of things. One was a vineyard where they had 7,000 gallons of wine all stored.
Cool.
And here I am, his guest, with that tiny little table in the middle of this huge place, surrounded by thousands of gallons of wine, having lunch.
I bet you were in heaven, weren't you?
Oh, absolutely.
I bet you were in heaven. Tell you what, Keith Hayes in the middle of a vast wine
Yes.
Christmas wonderland. I can only imagine.
I'm going to actually ask one of my friends in Kosovo to send me a bottle of Varanats. You can't get it anywhere else. It's great that this is specific to Croatia and Kosovo.
Oh, right.
And it is a delicious wine.
Is that
Absolutely delicious.
Well,
You, you can't get it anywhere else.
Well, you would know because I know you are a bit of a wine buff.
Well, I enjoy my wine, yeah.
Exactly,
I know much about
I know
it.
you're looking forward to Zoe from Maggie's Wine coming
Oh,
on next month.
absolutely. Yeah.
Indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah.
So there you are. Yes, I've kicked you around a bit.
You have indeed. And from there, that must have took you up then after Kosovo and the Middle East. That must have took you up to about what, 2000s?
I went to Kosovo in 2000.
Yeah.
So it was closer to when I came back. It was closer to 2012, 2013, I think, because I went to Russia from 2005. I went about once every 6 months or so. No, once every 3 or 4 months. Over a period of about 4 years. So that was 2009.
Yeah.
I was still going to Russia. Yeah, I mean.
What was that for? Just.
It's basically we started the thing, but then we had to monitor it and.
Right, and just following it through. Following it through.
Yeah.
And you must have seen over them years then, from when you started Russia Today to 2009, Russia must have changed a bit under Putin.
Yes, I mean I think that Putin is a natural closed man.
Yeah.
He believes in the old Russian grandeur of empire.
No, I know that from what I've read about him, actually.
And so bit by bit, he tightened the grip.
Yeah, and like Donbass in Ukraine.
Yeah. Well, strangely enough, I've been to Donbass.
Yeah.
I worked in Donbass.
Yeah, and he still classes that as it should be Russian.
Yes, that's right.
And he really believes that. And
yeah.
And he, from what I've read, he wasn't happy about the modernizers making Russia less Russia.
No,
he wasn't. He wasn't. No, ex-KGB, but the likes of Gorbachev, Yeltsin, didn't really rate them at all, from what I've read. You know.
Right. Well, that.
I know.
Yeah. He's an enigma, really. Outside Moscow, there is a theme park called New Jerusalem, and it is built around a cathedral that the Nazis used as a gun practice, practice, and they destroyed it, and now lovingly put it back together again. And when we were in this cathedral, there was an icon, beautiful icon, and my host said President Putin donated that. Now here's a man who says religion buys an icon for a destroyed cathedral as it's been put back together again. It's strange, but that New Jerusalem has an example of what the Russians lived in the winter, because they were so severe that they couldn't go outside.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah,
whole families lived together. Yeah. And they're beautifully designed and laid out. I wouldn't have liked to have spent a winter in there.
Well, a friend of mine, actually, she's married to a friend of mine, Marina, and she is Russian. And even now, if she needs any health work done, a lot of it she'll go back via Serbia into Russia to use the Russian health system because it's that good apparently.
Oh yes, apparently it is.
You know,
yeah.
apparently it's far superior to us here in the West.
All these young ladies that I was training are all beautifully turned out, beautifully good teeth, strong bones, and quite remarkably beautiful, most of them.
Yeah, Marina told me recently, she said, well, and everyone there has to have a respect for older people and stuff, whereas over here it's not as normal now. But over there, apparently in Russia,
still ages,
exactly. She said that's the one thing about Russia is that everyone has respect for everyone else because they have to. It's the way the system works. You know, that's what Marina tells me, and I'm sure she's right. She said, I still go back. I said, yeah, Jerry tells me, he said, he goes over to Belgrade and waits there for you for a few days of the week over there. And I said, of course, that's when he's fit, of course, Jerry. But I mean, it's all right. So
that's one of the first cities I went to in Eastern Europe.
Belgrade.
Yeah, I quite like it actually.
Yeah.
There's a restaurant there called the Three Hats.
Really?
Yeah, and it's a good restaurant too.
Yeah, because it's amazing that Serbia are right next door, really, isn't it?
Well, so Serbia is Belgrade is Serbia. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, Belgrade is Serbia, and it's amazingly. It's the only way now a lot of Russians can get in as well.
Well, I knew some of the, to put it bluntly, the Serbian mafia who fell out with the government.
Oh, really?
And that's where they disappeared to.
There
and Northern Cyprus.
Really, they're Serbs are tough people.
Oh, they are.
They really are tough people in themselves. Really. I mean, so yeah, and that's really why I've been happy this morning, really, just to talk about the Russian influence, because sort of like
I like Russian people.
Yeah, and you know what? And right again, even Jerry said, well, he said, really? He said, Ukraine is equally culpable for starting this war, really. And I don't make judgments.
No.
I just
I don't take sides.
I follow through with what I know from people that have lived in the East and the West.
Yeah.
And to give a balanced view. Obviously,
it takes two to tango.
It does. And for me, I certainly, as people know who watch me now for a good few weeks, I have opinions about our government because I think we should all have opinions.
Absolutely.
And I'm lucky that our channel doesn't stop me, just criticising governments, individuals in governments, not individuals. But talking of which, I have actually got hold of Rupert Lowe email, and I've sent him an email from myself and Mirador requesting to come on my show on Tuesdays.
Great.
So I'll wait and see and update all my viewers, and to the couple of viewers that asked me about Rupert Lowe specifically, then keep your fingers crossed, the same as I am.
I'll tell you one thing you might try and do is get James Macaulay on, our local MP, because before he was elected, we actually got him to say, look, he was going to be much like Norman Baker and a good constituency MP, and he hasn't been. I think he's got to be held to account.
Well, I'll chase him up. I'll get his email. It's easy enough at House of Commons. Just send, like I did to Rupert Lowe, I just sent got his House of Commons email and sent him an email last night. And I'll do the same with James and see if he's actually got the bottle to come on and
face it.
and talk to us.
Yeah.
You know, and again, if they're watching, there are no tricks from me. It's just dead straight talking.
Yeah.
And I'll give everyone a fair shot. And I don't take sides with the people I interview. I just run through it exactly as I had with Keith again. And of course, last week, Claire, I've just dead straight down the line. If I have any personal issues, I would wait till I'm off air with them and approach them off air.
Right.
Because that's the correct and professional thing to do. So,
Okie doke.
So we've moved on a bit in your story today to the 2009. I think we'll maybe finish off tomorrow, Keith.
All right, very well.
Along then Claire can follow you back on to finish. She wants to come back on and also be a friend of my show, which she is anyway.
Right, that's great.
So,
I think we should find out what's happened to Abby,
Abigail.
because she's very, very keen.
well, yeah.
I mean, the thing is that I don't always trust this technology. People say, "Oh, I tried very hard to get through to you,"
and also, of course, the only phone number I've got for Abby is a shop which is closed, and I've left a message already.
Right.
So, quite honestly,
well, we'll see over the next couple of days.
We will, yeah, because
I'll
pop in and see her.
All right.
I'll pop in and see her. So,
well, we've been 56 minutes and 40 seconds.
Lovely. Well,
that's a good program. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Oh, well done.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's. Shall we? Let's see.
We'll see. We'll see you in the morning.
We will indeed.
All my devotees.
Let's make sure we get the sting, shall we?
Yeah.